Hi, good morning. Welcome to day 15 of my 90-day spiritual virtue fast. And today's virtue is the virtue of flexibility. So let's get into it. Flexibility. Flexibility is the ability to adapt and change amid the fluctuating circumstances of life. We go with the flow, seeing the choices, challenges, and opportunities in all that happens. We do not insist on our own way. We are open to the opinions and feelings of others. When the unexpected comes, we rise to the challenge with resilience and confidence. We are willing to change unproductive habits. We seek imaginative new ways to do things. The winds of change may bend us, but they only make us stronger. We are willing to grow. We enjoy spontaneity. We welcome surprises. I do not bend. Excuse me. I bend, but do not break. Jean de La Fontaine. The practice of flexibility. I adapt when change is called for. I trust the course of my life. I find creative ways to solve problems. I accept things I cannot change. I am in a state of constant growth. I am in a constant state of growth. I am open to life's unexpected wonders. I am thankful for the gift of flexibility. It keeps my spirit supple. Not too bad. Okay, so a reading is going to come from Hebrews 10:16 through 20. Okay. This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, said Jah. Remember, Jah is God. The same God. It's just Jah. Okay. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them. And their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. Now, where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Isis, which is Jesus, by a new and living way, by a new and living way, which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. Okay, so I was reading this, and yes, a few things did come to mind, but I thought about so many things. I thought about how God is flexible, how God has been flexible with us meaning the human race, all throughout with his people, all throughout the history of the Bible, all throughout the history that we know. And this is God in the Old Testament days. This is God during the days of Prophet Muhammad. And this is God during the days of Jesus and Moses. I'm talking about God the Father, how God has been flexible with us throughout since creation, with wanting to get us on the right path. And now I know, what does that sound like, the right path, right? I mean, the right path. You know what I've come to learn is that when you really think about it, a lot of the things that is written in the Bible for us to not do. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying a lot of those things are things that could affect us in a negative way. But also, there are also things in the Bible God is talking about. Not only is he saying what us for not to do, he's also telling us to have grace and mercy with the people who are living their lives according to their relationship with God or whomever. It's really none of our business, because we're so busy fighting each other about whose religion is right that have you ever stopped to think that, well, maybe all of us is right and all of us are wrong? Maybe we're on the wrong fight. Maybe this is not a fight about Christianity versus Judaism versus Islam. Maybe that's not what the fight is about. Maybe we've all been distracted all these centuries, because it all comes from one. It all comes from one, different periods across time, how God chose people as his representative to come to us in a way that we would understand and comprehend. I say this because I grew up Muslim. I grew up Christian. I grew up agnostic. I grew up with a very flexible childhood. So the spirituality of flexibility is something I've had to constantly do. Too much change happened, and I was exposed to a lot of things, and so I think that's what qualifies me to sit here and to say what I say, is because of my experience. So what the writer of Hebrews is telling me, what I hear the writer saying, is that we have to change with the times, that God is flexible. We have to change from the times of the harsh law to a time of grace and mercy. The point is that we ought to be flexible with one another as God is flexible with us. What does this all have to do with mental health? Everything. Because a lot of people who deal with mental health, some people can function well and blend well in society, and others struggle. Others can't. Some are in mental hospitals. Some are on the street, homeless. These are all different people that are tormented. And we have to show them grace and mercy too. Because you never know what you would do if you were faced with them circumstances. I would like to hope and pray that I'm the type of person that when I'm faced with a certain situation, that what I choose, I pray what I choose is what God will want me to choose. I was just thinking about something I had done, and I'm not telling you because it's none of your business. And I was like, oh my God, why did I do that? And I said, well, if the consequence of what I did is going to be this, then this is what I'm going to do. And my reaction to that consequence, my response to that consequence, well, it's like making another next bad decision. It was more of a selfish decision, right? Not necessarily good or bad, but nonetheless, if we were to say, is it a sin or is it not? It would fall under a sin, right? But nonetheless, it would be great relief for me. Then I had to stop myself and I had to say, wait a minute. Do I want to continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again? Or do I want to practice flexibility? So maybe this time, instead of doing things according to my own thinking and my own worries and my own fears and my own exaggerations, because I did something that I had no business doing, well, maybe I just have to be accountable. And maybe now I have to turn to God and do the next right thing. And maybe that's what flexibility is all about. Being able to bend, but not break. Because we're not going to make the right decision all the time. And this talk is not about those who make the right decisions. God bless you. Many times I've made the right decision, and many times I didn't. And the times that I didn't make the right decision affect me. So, but God is of grace and mercy, as the reading said. This is a new age. This is a new time. We are no longer under the harshness of the law. God was flexible with us. There are some who don't believe that, and that's okay. It's not our job to hate them because they don't believe that God has moved into an age of grace and mercy. That's okay. That's okay. You know why it's okay? Because we have to be flexible and love them nonetheless, just as they are to love us nonetheless. If we could practice the spiritual virtue of flexibility amongst ourselves and amongst others, the world wouldn't be suffering. Now would it? So today, I walk knowing that I may bend, but I cannot break. Amen. God bless. Have a wonderful day.